Hello everyone and welcome to my corner of the world. Today I'm sharing with you a card that was inspired by my dear friend Ellie from the UK. She's elementary paper crafting and she shared this on a Facebook Live the other day, and this idea, and I loved it so much I decided that I would pinch it from her. I have used a different stamp set and a slightly different technique, and I've made the card the size, our normal size, like 5.5 by 4.25. Her card was somewhat larger. So I've decided that I would actually use this stamp set, Beautiful Friendship. I just love all the flowers and the leaves, and the fact it's also got some greetings on it as well, and the fact that these flowers, these stamps are built so that you can get the different depths of color in a single stamp. The way it's actually made, plus I also used a stamping off technique so that again I can get my different depths of color. So we're going to start with a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to put a piece of paper on my workbench to keep it clean. This is 5.25 by 4. You don't need to remember that, because if you look below my below this video, you'll see a link to my blog, and you'll find all the measurements and a link to the supplies in my online store. So I'm going to start first with the greeting. That way I know I've got room, plenty of room, and then I can build up my flowers around it. So I'm just gonna bring this down a bit, forgive me, while I just get it all lined up. There we go. So there's my greeting laid down, and now I can just build up my card from there. So you'll see from this card there's kind of a little bit of a trellis work, and Ellie used a stamp set, but I decided I would try and find an alternate way of doing it. So I am going to use the edge of one of my stamping blocks, my acrylic blocks. So this is the this is Sahara sand, and then this is the block. I've already got a stamp mounted on it, but I'm going to use the actual edge here. So I'm just going to put the very sort of edge onto my ink, and I'm just going to start apply the ink like this, and I'm just going to take it up to the top. It's not coming out as clear as I did on my original sample, but that's better. Maybe I'll just go back and put a little bit more ink on that one. There we go. So I'm going to pop that there, and then I'm going to lay a couple over the top here, like that, and then I'm just going to put a little bit here just above my greeting. I think it's just not quite enough there. Okay, so I know I've got a little bit of a gap here, but the rest of my stamping will cover that up. And then, you know, trellis isn't always perfect, certainly not the trellis in my garden. Anyway, so then I'm going to pick up the Rococo Rose and stamp my big flowers. So just ink up, just gently ink up. I know I've got a little bit of ink here from an inky finger, but once I get my flowers on there, I think it won't notice at all. I'm going to pop one down here and pop one up in the corner here, and I'm going to be using this ink is full strength, but you can see I've got lovely depth and definition in there. The next one I'm going to bring in is the flower, the sort of a single flower here, and this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp off. I'm going to stamp off on a piece of scrap paper, and then sort of build up my little bouquet here, and again, when I'll show you in a sec, you can see that we've got that extra depth or lighter colour in there. Then there's another little stamp in this set that's like 2 buds, and again I'm going to use the Stampin' Off method, and I'm going to take it up here, and let's see, where else shall I take it? Maybe I'll take it along to there, like that. I think I'm happy with that. So then my final colour, or well, basically it's the same colour I use for my greeting, which is the Old Olive, and then we've got this lovely leaf. So I'm gonna kind of fill my gaps with the leaves. So I'm just gonna bring it through, and I'm really just eyeballing it where it works for me, and it's different from my other card. So let's go and pop that there, and let's see, where else can I put some. I've got a nice gap there. Go ahead and pop it there, and I think I'm going to take it into there, and let's see, maybe I'll just bring a bit out there just to pull it down a little bit. I think I like that. Okay, I don't want to put too much more on because I might overdo it. And so that's just my stamping there. So the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to layer it onto a piece of a Cocoa Rose card. Like that. And then I have a piece to go inside, so again I've just used the stamp set to just decorate up my inside. And then there we are, and I've done the same for my envelope. I've just used the little buds and the flowers on my envelope, and so there we are. So I hope you've liked this card. I'd like to thank Ellie for the inspiration that she gave me, and just to show you that, you know, those blocks aren't just for mounting your stamps on. You can actually use them to do a little bit of stamping as well. Well, thanks for joining me today. I certainly appreciate the time you've spent with me. You take care, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.